do want to start off with the whole Ben Askren stuff. Have you seen? I'm sure you've seen what's going on.
Yeah.
His updates, he looks a lot better. That first one, I was like, man, I don't think he's got more than like 72 hours to live. And I'm not being an asshole. I'm just being serious. Like, he didn't look great. Well, I mean, if you watched him in the UFC, you saw he was like a bulky dude.
He's a big dude.
It was sad to see him like that, and you kind of got that feeling like, oh shit, he might be in some trouble. I know. It was
Double lung transplant. Jesus Christ. You see Dana?
But his updates recently have been much better. But go ahead. Yeah, about the donating.
Yeah, and they asked him if they're gonna help him. He's like, yeah, I usually don't like to talk about that stuff, and usually, but yes, and he felt like he was gonna say like he was almost like, yeah, I paid for this, but he was like, yes, we helped him. That's it. Like he's like, you guys, and like it's like I don't need to announce every fucking thing I do. I've heard. I want to say it was Joe Pfeiffer. I could be wrong, but someone was like, yeah, I was basically living out of my car. I told Dan, he was like, we're not gonna let that happen. He just gave me like $50,000, like in on my bonus on my fight and shit. And it's like Dana probably does a lot more than we hear about, and I've heard he does a lot more than we hear about, and we still hear about a lot. And he's never the guy going out and saying, hey, yeah, great fight, sold out T-Mobile Arena, yada yada. Also, I helped out Ben Askren. Like, he's not that type of guy, but people constantly shit on him.
Well, Jake Paul was the main one who kind of brought it up. Who was like,
did he pay for the fucking surgery?
He gave $500,000 from what I heard. So
good for him.
Yeah.
No, but I mean that's great too. But what was I going to say? I think more so the criticism I would have of the UFC is like $50,000 fight bonus, right? Fight of the night, knockout of the night. That's been the UFC's. I mean, that's been around for what, 15, 20 years?
Yeah, 15, we'll say.
How inflation, everything. $50,000 15 years ago is not $50,000 today.
Right.
Especially with the profits that the UFC was making 15 years ago compared to today. I think that should be bumped to automatically $100,000. Now, here's the thing: you get a lot more stingy though. If there's like two good knockouts, but one's better than the other, and two good fights, but one's better than the other, you give one fight, like you get more stingy with it. But it makes people go, I want to go out there and really earn that fucking $100,000.
He did say though, like I do, like he always say, like I'll take care of these guys. So like I do feel like I don't think he's
something's going on, yeah.
Like so I
think he gave Brandon Royval. We'll probably cover it. His win bonus.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not just gonna like. I'm trying to think of a fight where it was like a pretty good fight, and it's like, okay, listen, it was a good fight, but like this isn't a charity. I don't have to give Roy. He didn't have to give Royval his win bonus,
right?
But he did.
Yeah, that was fight of the night. That was the most significant strikes in flyweight history. He's like,
in a 3-round fight, it was up there. Like
he's like, you go. I mean, if you go out there and do that, I'll take care of you.
I don't think he's cheap by any means. There are certain things that I do think though, like, I wish. Like he says, I don't have guys that I like, and it's like, dude, we can see the way you talked about Conor, and I'm not mad at you for it, but like, dude, yeah, he's your cash cow, of course. Like, yeah, he, do you know what he's put the UFC to? You don't have to be like, oh yeah, I blew him, but like, you can be like, he's definitely a guy who made the sport this.
But I imagine like Ilya made like $1 million, maybe. I doubt he made $2 million, but it's like, oh, knockout of the night, $50,000. Like, okay, so he made total $1.4 million that he earned a lot of, because we'll talk about that later. But it's like $50,000 on top of that. Not that he would complain about it, but it's like $100,000 is a lot more convincing in this market today.
Yeah, I think it should be upped.
I think it should be $100,000. I mean, you just look at UFC 300. They were like, "Can you make the fight bonuses $300,000?" He was like, "Got it, on it." It's like, you can do it. You can do it. And you hear it every single press conference. He's like, post-fight press conference, like, "All right, sold out. Gate was $17 million.
Third, we're now the first, second, and fourth highest grossing event here ever."
Yeah, and their promotions and their advertisements are making millions and millions. ESPN. And if they sell, let's just say this to make it even, if they sell 1 million pay-per-views, which they probably, I think they should, if it's promoted properly on Max Dustin or Ilya Charles, they both should have. That right there, $80 pay-per-view, that's $80 million. Like, just with the pay-per-view in the gate, you have $100 million. You can't pay these guys $100,000 bonuses.
Right. I agree.
Up the bottom fighter pay.
Everything, 10-10 should not be a thing at all. 20-20 probably shouldn't even be a thing at all. If you're in the UFC, you're making 30-30 or 40-40.
Yeah, I would say you'd probably do 30,000 to win, 30,000 to show. I mean, 30,000 to show, 30,000 to win, and then
with the possibility of a $100,000 fight bonus. I mean, think about. But I get it. Like Dana's like, why am I going to give this guy $60,000 on the first fight of the night, and you want me to give the main event also $2 million plus a $100,000 bonus and all this? When the $60,000 guy, no one who has any. If he was not on this card, it would not change at all.
Yeah, but you maybe have lost a few fighters who couldn't do it because they weren't getting paid enough. Who could have been. Even like a Kevin Holland.
It's just this, for me, it's just the status of the UFC. It's like the UFC is supposed to be the biggest market, the biggest name, right? We'll pay him like it is.
Right. real quick before we get into the recap of 317 and then moving forward to 318, did you think that you said a little bit on the slap sheet, did you think the Derek Lewis stoppage was a little early? After I watched the replay, I went both ways.